Hello and welcome back to the Stay Sure Wellbeing YouTube channel. I'm Dr Dawn Harper, and today I'd like to talk to you about the importance of staying active in older age. We're told that on average people over 65 will spend as many as 10 hours inactive and sedentary, and of course in the UK it is very easy to lead a sedentary lifestyle, but the importance of activity cannot be overestimated. We know that adults who remain active not only remain physically fit and reduce their risk of physical illnesses like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, stroke, high blood pressure and so on, but they're also more likely to feel mentally well and reduce their risk of things like depression. Inactivity, of course, will lead to weight gain and often to isolation. But it is actually very easy and it takes very little to really reduce our risks of all those mental and physical health problems that I've just listed. Let me give you 3 little stats that really might encourage you to stay more active as you get older. The first is this: if any person walks briskly and consecutively for 10 minutes a day, that's not a huge commitment, then that reduces your risk of premature death by 15%. And it reduces your risk of developing 2 of Britain's biggest killers, heart disease and type 2 diabetes, by 40%. So actually you don't need an expensive gym membership, you don't need a huge commitment, but just walking briskly for 10 minutes every day can have a massive impact. One of the things that I see as a GP is the impact on older people of having had a fall. And often a significant fall, especially if it leads to a broken bone, which of course requires rehabilitation, can lead to an individual starting to lose their independence. I often see people who lose their self-confidence and their horizons start to narrow. They don't like going out. They're obviously and understandably worried about another fall. So falls have a huge impact on our physical and mental well-being and even our longevity. So a couple of more simple exercises that you can do. One is, if you can, stand on one leg with your eyes closed for 10 seconds, then you are more likely, 3 times more likely to still be alive in 13 years' time than somebody who can only do that for 2 seconds. Now, if you haven't done that before, I would always advise you to start by holding on to a chair or a table or leaning against a wall with your hand to stabilize yourself. The good news is the more that you practice this, the better you will get, and it really does make a difference to your long-term health. So another simple exercise, 10 seconds a day on each leg. It's not a huge commitment. And the other one just takes a minute. If you can sit on a chair and just stand up without pushing yourself up with your arms, just stand up from a sitting position. And if you can stand up and sit down repetitively for a minute, if you can manage that for 35 times in 1 minute, that's quite an achievement if you've not done it before, so you might have to work up to it. But if you can do that 35 times in 1 minute, then you are twice as likely to lead a healthier, longer life than somebody who could perhaps only do that for 22 times in a minute. So those are 3 simple exercises that really can make a difference. Walk briskly for 10 minutes, stand up and sit down for a minute on a chair, and stand for 10 seconds on one leg with your eyes closed. I invested in a smartwatch recently, and it beeps at me every hour and asks me just to get up and move for a minute. You wouldn't think that that would make a huge difference, but actually just making sure that you are active just for 1 minute, more if you can manage it, but just for 1 minute in every hour for 12 hours a day. Again, not a huge commitment, but that kind of thing can really improve your physical and mental well-being. It reduces your risks of falls, which I've already told you can have a huge impact on your well-being in later life, but it also reduces your risk of things like heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes and hypertension. So some simple things that can make a huge difference to our healthy longevity, and I hope they're things that perhaps you can start to incorporate into your life. Take care.